The lights come on, the buzz of the audience fills the air, and the cameras capture the magical moment. Two icons, two worlds collide. Clint Eastwood, the master of cinema, and Elon Musk, the visionary of technology, face to face. The anticipation is palpable, a clash of the titans about to begin. The presenter, with a calculated smile, launches the first spark. Elon Musk, you reinvented the future with Tesla and SpaceX. Clint Eastwood, you personified the American soul in cinema. What ignites the flame in you? Musk, with his characteristic confidence, responds, I believe in relentless progress. The world does not move forward with hesitation. It takes audacity, breaking barriers, challenging the status quo. Eastwood, with a look that carries the wisdom of decades, counters, progress without ethics is a rocket without direction. Integrity is the foundation of any lasting legacy. Here, a strategic pause to engage the audience. If you are enjoying this meeting of minds, leave your mark with a comment and share your reflections. Your participation enriches the debate and drives us to create more content like this. The tension in the air intensifies. Musk, with a slight smile, teases, are you insinuating that my ambitions are unscrupulous? Eastwood, with the serenity of someone who has seen it all, responds, I'm saying that success at any cost is an erratic victory. Respect for people who build their dreams is the real trophy. The audience murmurs, torn between admiration for Musk's boldness and reverence for Eastwood's wisdom. The debate takes on philosophical contours, a clash between two worldviews. Eastwood, with a deep, slow voice, shares a parable. A man climbed so fast that he lost contact with the ground. He forgot that every brick in his empire was laid by others. And when he looked down, there was no one to catch him as he fell. Musk, with a twinkle in his eye, retorts, if we waited for everyone's permission to innovate, we would still be in the Stone Age. History is written by those who dare to challenge convention. Eastwood, with a slight smile, asks, does audacity mean recklessness? True leaders are those who know when to accelerate and when to brake, when to impose and when to listen. Musk, with the determination that made him famous, argues, I didn't get to where I am by worrying about the details. I build rockets, I explore the cosmos, I take risks that would paralyze most. Innovation requires sacrifices. Eastwood, with the wisdom of a master, ponders, a leader without loyalty is a castaway at sea. Trust is the fuel that drives any endeavor. Musk, with a defiant tone, teases, so, do you suggest that I become more sentimental, that I slow down? Eastwood, with a firm voice and penetrating gaze, concludes, I suggest you remember that even the grandest of empires can crumble if it does not have solid foundations. Humility is the mortar that holds the bricks of success together. The question hangs in the air, an implicit challenge that echoes in Musk's mind. The silence becomes deafening as the audience anxiously awaits the visionary's response. Musk, in a measured tone, admits, the world celebrates the bold, those who defy the impossible. But perhaps I have focused too much on the finish line, neglecting the trail I leave behind. Eastwood, with a sympathetic look, responds, there is no sin in aiming for the infinite, as long as you remember that the path is as important as the destination. Musk, with a slight smile, teases, are you suggesting that I become a magician, that I worry about other people's feelings? Eastwood, with the serenity of someone who has already walked long journeys, replies, I suggest that you recognize the value of the people who help you climb the mountain. Gratitude is the compass that will guide you through the storm. The audience, mesmerized by the duel of ideas, follows every word, every gesture, every nuance of the conversation. The debate transcends the clash of egos, becoming a reflection on the values that shape success. Musk, with an introspective tone, confesses, maybe I have become a hostage of my own ambition, obsessed with building the future without caring about the present. Eastwood, with the wisdom of a mentor, responds, the future is built on the foundation of the present. If you neglect the foundation, the castle will crumble. Musk, with a knowing gleam in his eye, admits, you're right. Innovation can't be an excuse for thoughtlessness. Eastwood, with a slight smile, adds, genius lies not only in the ability to create, but also in the ability to inspire. The audience, infected by the honesty of the debate, applauds Musk's humility and Eastwood's sagacity. The confrontation turns into a constructive dialogue, a lesson in leadership for everyone present. Musk, with a softer tone, asks, "How can I balance relentless ambition with the empathy needed to build a lasting legacy?" Eastwood, with his steady voice and piercing gaze, responds, "Remember that success is not a solitary journey. Surround yourself with people who share your values, who challenge you to be better, who support you when you stumble." Musk, with a nod, acknowledges, "Humility is the key to opening the doors of wisdom." Eastwood, with a warm smile, concludes, "And gratitude is the fuel that will propel you to reach new horizons." Success is a symphony, not a solo. The presenter, sensing the change in the atmosphere, interjects with a smile, "Gentlemen, this debate is presenting us with a rare learning opportunity. What is the essence of true leadership?" Eastwood, with the experience of having led teams on film sets and in life, responds, "Leadership is about inspiring, not imposing. It's about creating an environment where everyone feels valued, where ideas flourish, where mistakes are seen as opportunities for growth." Musk, with the vision of someone who leads companies that challenge the limits of technology, adds, "Leadership is having a clear vision of the future, it's communicating that vision with passion, it's empowering people to turn that vision into reality." Eastwood, in a thoughtful tone, warns, "But vision without values is like a ship without a rudder." We must have a sense of purpose, a commitment to ethics, a concern for the impact of our actions. Musk, with a nod, agrees, "Social responsibility is the price of ambition. We cannot build a better future without caring about everyone's well-being." The audience, entranced by the depth of the debate, applauds the convergence of ideas between the two icons. Confrontation turns into collaboration, a dialogue in search of excellence. Eastwood, with a mischievous smile, teases, "Elon, have you ever thought about swapping rockets for cameras? Maybe you'll discover a new talent for storytelling." Musk, with a laugh, responds, "Clint, have you ever thought about flying a Tesla in space? Maybe you'll discover a new passion for adventure." The audience bursts into laughter, infected by the good humor of the debaters. The atmosphere of tension dissipates, giving way to an atmosphere of camaraderie. Eastwood, with a serious tone, resumes, "Leadership is not a gift, it is a choice. It is the decision to put others first, to sacrifice the ego for the common good." Musk, with a determined look, adds, "Leadership is the art of turning dreams into reality, of inspiring people to overcome their limits, of building a better future for everyone." The presenter, with a satisfied smile, concludes, "Gentlemen, you have given us a masterclass in leadership. May your words inspire us all to be better leaders in our lives." The audience rises to its feet in an ovation, recognizing the wisdom and generosity of the debaters. The confrontation turns into a celebration, a moment of inspiration for everyone present. Eastwood, with a humble gesture, "Thanks, I appreciate the opportunity to share my reflections with you. I hope my words have planted a seed of hope in your hearts." Musk, with a beaming smile, adds, "I believe that we all have the potential to be leaders. We just need to believe in ourselves and commit to making a difference in the world." The debate reaches a climax, but the conversation continues behind the scenes. Eastwood and Musk, side by side, share a moment of reflection on the impact of their words. Eastwood, with a fatherly tone, advises, "Elon, fame is ephemeral, money is fleeting, but the legacy of humility endures forever." Musk, with a thoughtful look, responds, "Humility is a virtue that requires constant practice. It's easy to get lost in the maze of success, forgetting where we came from." Eastwood, with an understanding smile, adds, "Humility is the anchor that keeps us connected to reality. It is the reminder that we are all equal, regardless of our titles or achievements." Musk, with a nod, agrees, "Humility is the key to empathy. It's the ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes, to understand their needs, to value their contributions." Eastwood, with an inspiring tone, adds, "Humility is the foundation of servant leadership. It is the willingness to put the interests of others above our own, to use our power for the common good." Musk, with a gleam of hope in his eyes, asks, "How can we cultivate humility in a world obsessed with the incessant search for power and recognition?" Eastwood, with the wisdom of a master, responds, "Start by practicing gratitude. Be grateful for the little things, the simple moments, the people who make a difference in your life. Musk, with a sincere smile, agrees, gratitude is an antidote to arrogance. It is the reminder that we are not self-sufficient, that we depend on each other to thrive. Eastwood, with an encouraging tone, adds, humility is a journey, not a destination. It is an ongoing process of self-knowledge, self-improvement, self-transcendence. Musk, with a determined look, concludes, humility is the mark of true leaders. It is the virtue that allows us to build a better future for everyone. The two icons say goodbye with a handshake, sealing a pact of humility and service. The meeting of the Titans becomes a legacy of inspiration for future generations. The audience, moved by the sincerity of the moment, applauds standing up, recognizing the importance of humility in building a more just and egalitarian world. Eastwood and Musk, with a radiant smile, wave to the audience, conveying a message of hope and optimism. The future is in our hands, and humility is the key to building it. The lights go out, but the message remains. Humility is the foundation of lasting success, the beacon that guides true leaders, the legacy that transforms the world. Years after their historic meeting, Eastwood and Musk's legacy continues to inspire leaders around the world. His words echo in speeches, books, and films, conveying a message of hope and transformation. Eastwood, with the serenity of a sage, reflects, leadership is not about power, it is about service. It is about using our influence to empower others, to create opportunities, to build a better world. Musk, with the vision of a visionary, adds, innovation is not about technology, it's about humanity. It's about using our knowledge to solve the world's problems, to improve everyone's quality of life. Eastwood, in a thoughtful tone, warns, but innovation without ethics is like a weapon without control. We need a sense of responsibility, a commitment to justice, a concern for the impact of our actions. Musk, with a nod, agrees, the future is in our hands, and ethics is the compass that will guide us through complexity. We cannot build a better world without worrying about everyone's well-being. The virtual audience, made up of millions of people from different cultures and origins, follows the message with enthusiasm, recognizing the importance of ethics in building a sustainable future. Eastwood, with a warm smile, teases, Elon, have you ever thought about writing a book about ethical leadership? Maybe you'll discover a new talent to inspire future generations. Musk, with a laugh, responds, Clint, have you ever thought about directing a film about the challenges of ethical innovation? Maybe you'll discover a new passion for telling stories that transform the world. The virtual audience bursts into applause, infected by the good humor and wisdom of the debaters. Eastwood and Musk's legacy becomes a beacon of hope for a better future. Eastwood, with an inspiring tone, concludes, ethical leadership is the key to building a more just, equal, and sustainable world. It is the virtue that allows us to turn dreams into reality, inspire people to overcome their limits, and build a better future for all. Musk, with a determined look, adds, ethical innovation is the engine that drives human progress. It is the tool that allows us to solve the world's problems, improve everyone's quality of life, and build a more promising future. The virtual audience rises to its feet in innovation, recognizing the importance of ethical leadership and ethical innovation in building a better world. Eastwood and Musk's legacy becomes an example for everyone to follow. Eastwood and Musk, with a radiant smile, wave to the virtual audience, conveying a message of hope and optimism. The future is in our hands, and ethics is the key to building it. The lights go out, but the message remains, ethical leadership and ethical innovation are the pillars of a sustainable future, the legacy that transforms the world, the hope that lights the way. And so, the meeting of the Titans becomes a legend, an inspiring tale about the importance of humility, ethics, and servant leadership in building a better world for all. Eastwood and Musk's legacy endures forever, guiding future generations towards a more just, equal, and sustainable future.